Welcome to episode 316 of Some Shit We Like. I'm Mike, this is Rick. We have no third today.
Yeah, unfortunately, James is feeling a little bit under the weather because he exhausted himself at Disneyland.
Oh, life is so hard, man.
I know. I gotta go.
Yeah, you can talk about it. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, my work doesn't watch it. Yeah, I went to Disneyland.
And I bet you were exhausted too, and you didn't even go all day.
Dude, like, my legs were freaking killing me, dude.
Yeah?
Like, I haven't walked that much in forever. My steps, like, since Comic-Con, I would say. I haven't walked that much. I hit Comic-Con peak as far as numbers go.
Yeah, you can easily get 20,000 steps easily at Disneyland in a day. Yeah. That's like, without even trying, you can get 20 grand. But yeah, if you're unfamiliar, Rick's going to talk about that in a little bit. But if you're unfamiliar with what we do here, we talk about movies, video games, music, books, anything really that interests us.
Because after all, this is Some Shit We Like.
And if you would like to hear what we talk about and not just look at us, you can catch us every Tuesday on any podcast service you may use. You can just search SSWL Network. It should pop right up. I'm not even going to pay attention.
Don't.
Where you can get a full suite of archives of all of our old shows. I think all of them. Yeah. And if you want to consume this in video form, you can do that Tuesday through Thursday in clip form on youtube.com/user/someshitwelike. And on Friday, we put up, for you, Bryce, the whole motherfucking show. Unless it's too long. But that's not going to be an issue.
That's going to be an issue anymore.
Going forward. Maybe not this week, but going forward, it may not be an issue anymore. Rick's doing Monster PC build. He streamed some of that from this channel last night. So if you want to watch that, there was some good people in the chat.
Go to my Instagram.
Helpful people in the chat. Check out Rick's Instagram. And the archive's probably on Twitch still for now.
Should be.
So check that out. And I heard a rumor on the internet, so you don't know how reliable that is, that he might be finishing that build later today. I don't want to promise anything.
I have to finish it today. My goal is to finish it today. Which I have to, by the way, with last night's stream, thank you, Chewbacca-san, what was the other? Oh man, I'm sorry.
Trance, something or other.
727, I believe. And then there was
someone in the chat that we thought was a bot because of the name, and it was like unsolicited computer advice.
Yeah.
Undisclosed computer advice, something like that.
I'll pull it up right now.
And I was like, oh god, this is a bot. Because I was watching the chat. I was at home. I wasn't here helping because I'm a terrible friend. So I was watching the stream at home, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to text Rick right now. There's a bot in the fucking chat. And then it ended up not being a bot. It ended up being like a super, super helpful person.
Yeah.
And same with Chewbacca, who was like...
Yeah, Chewbacca-san, unsolicited computer advice, Trance 11, Ponder 727.
Yeah.
Like,
Ash was in there for a bit. Cheesy, Wolf, you know, our normals. Call you guys the normies. You're the normies.
But yeah, much love and appreciation.
Yeah.
Because that helped me out so much.
So stay tuned to the channel today. Keep your notifications on, because...
After this, we'll probably take a break.
Yeah.
And then be back, and we're going to try to put some plugs and see if they work.
Yeah, and I don't have anywhere to be today, so I'll be here with Rick. I won't be helpful. I'll just be live ball breaking instead of over chat ball breaking like I was last night. So yeah. Rick, how was your week, sir?
It was good.
Yeah. So James, his week wasn't shit this week. Just so you know.
Yeah.
What did you do, sir, that made your week so fucking rad?
I got to go to Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
And I also got to go to the new Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, look at that.
But apparently I found out I can't really talk about it.
Yeah, you can. It's fine. Dude, it's opening next weekend. You're fine.
But I don't want to spoil it either. At the same time.
Because, fair point.
Because at the same time, it's like fucking mind-blowing.
I heard about the ride, and holy shit, I want to go on that thing. But
right,
yeah. What is it called?
Smuggler's Run.
Smuggler's Run? Okay, that's what I thought.
That's the first ride that's going to open next week on the 31st.
Yeah. Then there's another one that's opening at the end of June, I think. I think it's the end of June.
I think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Fucking walking around in there, like it felt like, well, the attention to detail is phenomenal in this. And of course, I don't think you'd expect anything less coming from Disney. But like, you're walking around basically on this planet, you know?
Yeah.
And it feels like you're on the set of Star Wars, or you're in that world. It really does feel that way.
Yeah, that's what my wife said. She said it was like really cool to see the sights and sounds and all that stuff.
Yeah. Like there's an alleyway, you know, with all the shops set up, just like you would see like on, it's not specifically Tatooine, but like saying, you know, when in Tatooine where they're walking, they see all the shops. Like you see all those like gift shops like that. You see freaking ships here and there. You know, and then you can obviously see it in the commercial, the Millennium Falcon right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's fucking a sight to see, man.
That's cool.
Yeah. The ride is great. The line went fast.
Well, they have it really locked down how many people they're letting in and how long you can be in there. They were doing 4-hour chunks. It was cast preview. Yeah. Quote unquote cast preview.
Which I think is a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Because you give it 4 hours with a specific amount of occupancies. Like,
you should be able to do the things that are in there.
Anyone should be able to go in there. Yeah.
I was hoping
we wrote it twice.
Yeah, I was hoping you would stay in there and get thrown out by stormtroopers, because they will. They will
throw you out. Come and throw you out. Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah, and like the people there that are dressed up were actors. You know, I've seen that in interviews, so I can talk about that. They basically want you to have the experience of walking around on this planet. Yeah,
it's like a Renaissance fair. They want you to feel
exactly.
You're there.
Yeah. Yes, exactly like that. So it was so much fun. I got an appointment for another time to go.
Yeah. So there's all this stuff like according to like, you know, rumor and speculation. I've never seen it happen and I've never done it. But if you're in California Adventure and you're in the area where all the Toy Story characters are, and if you say Andy's coming, they all drop to the ground. They're supposed to like drop to the ground and like do that. And I told Alexis, I was like, you guys need to stay in there past your time and make sure a stormtrooper sees your bracelets that you're in the wrong time. And when they come over, I want you to go, these are not the bracelets you're looking for, and see what they do.
I wanted to do that. I was gonna mention it to Alexis too. Like I want one of these stormtroopers to come up, because I want to go like I wanted to do something like they're not the droids you're looking for, or like we belong in the front of the line.
Yeah, just see what happens.
Yeah. But yeah, there were stormtroopers.
That's awesome.
Walking around. We were in line, but there was a Jedi walking around too, which was really cool. I saw my brother there.
Chewbacca.
Yes. And Rey. I saw Chewie and Rey there.
Awesome, man. That's cool.
Couldn't get pictures because of
They're very locked down.
They're locked down right now. But I can't wait to get my picture taken with Chewbacca. I mean, I'm not one to like to go out and like get pictures with the Disney people online. But when it comes to Star Wars, I'm like, come on, man. I don't care.
So you haven't been since they opened the Launch Bay stuff either in Tomorrowland, right?
We went into Launch Bay. Okay. And we walked around. Oh my God, Launch Bay.
Yeah, right? That's been there for a long time. It's so cool.
Like all the memorabilia and like tech and stuff that they've used for filming Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
I could probably spend my entire day in there. Easily.
Yeah, and that's where you can do character meet and greet and pictures and stuff like that too. Which is really cool.
Yeah.
I went once. We all went, like the whole family. We went, and I was wearing my Boba Fett shirt. The neon pink and blue on it, and I had my sweater on, and I had it like all the way up like this to where you could barely see the top of the helmet. And we went and took a picture with Chewbacca. And as I was walking up there, he points at me, and I was like, "What?" And he grabs me, and he grabs my sweater, and he zips it all the way up. And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh shit! I wear a Boba Fett shirt." And it was pretty funny. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So just cool stuff like that, like attention to detail. And like I was like, how did he even notice? You can't see the shirt. And then I was like, this dude inside the suit probably has this shirt and knew what it was. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's super cool. My wife said it was really cool to be in there and like get lost in it and feel like you're there.
Yeah.
Like you're saying.
The only thing we didn't get to do was the cantina because the line was fucking long for that shit.
Yeah, I bet, man.
Like, even when we got there, like, the line was incredibly long. And it didn't even look like it honestly moved.
Right.
You know, which makes sense because people want to go eat and, you know, have a good time or whatever. But there was, like, an area for, like, kind of like fast food area where you can go up and, like, get food and stuff, which kind of had the same feel of a cantina / like, scum and villainy type of area.
That's pretty cool.
Which was pretty cool. The titles for some of the foods were funny. They had the blue milk.
Really?
Which is basically like icy rice milk type of deal, which I'm glad because I can't have normal milk. But they had two. They had the blue milk and they had a green milk.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Didn't really like the blue milk.
Yeah?
The green one was good.
Okay.
I think the green one was more of a sour tart type of.
Right.
I'm not sure what the blue one was exactly. But that was good.
That's awesome, man.
But yeah, as long as they keep it to like that limitation,
it's
gonna be fine.
They're going to for a little while, I think, but it's not going to be that long.
Yeah,
it'll just be open.
Eventually, I'm sure, but I think they just want to make sure everyone, at least this summer, has a good.
We got tickets for the Halloween event they always do. Mm-hmm. We got tickets for that this year. We didn't go last year, and this year because of the Star Wars stuff, it's not at Disneyland. It's at California Adventure this year. So that's going to be weird. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, man, that's cool. So you also went on Star Tours for the first time since they redid
everything. They remodeled it. Yeah.
Everything's all HD, 3D, like really well done now.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like now, they don't have that guy that used to be there. Mm-hmm. It's C-3PO.
Right. How was your experience with that? Did you went on it twice?
Yes,
we went. Did you get different things? I hope.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time we went to Chewbacca's place of origin, and that was cool. You see him swinging, and we hit him with the the vehicle.
That's my son's favorite thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, we did that. The last time we rode it, the second time we rode it was from the end of the day. I'm so excited. It was The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
We went to I forgot the name of the planets. I've only seen Last Jedi once.
Right. Which is an underrated movie.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it again, but it was just also really long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we saw Finn, we saw Oscar Isaac's character, freaking Poe. Yeah. And that was really cool. That was probably the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't. There's the Jar Jar planet one too, but you didn't get that, so that's
Jar Jar planet.
Yeah.
I want to go to Jar Jar. Oh, Naboo.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing.
Or Gun. Yeah. Underneath Gun City.
It's pretty entertaining. Yeah, I really enjoy the Star Tours redesign. I guess not really a remodel, but the redesign with the video being much higher quality and all that, and the 3D being so much better, and just everything about that.
Yeah, the 3D was really good. I was kind of surprised.
And yeah, man, I'm glad you had a good time because my wife was like, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to go. Take Rick. Rick loves Star Wars." And she goes, "Okay." And I was like, "Yeah, that'll be dope. Rick will really enjoy that." So there you go.
I can die now. No joke. I can die now. Nope. I gotta wait till December.
You gotta get that PC going first.
I gotta finish that PC. Well, and John Wick 4 now is happening, so.
Yeah.
Damn it. It's ruining my plans.
Yep.
Dark humor for you. Yeah. Dude, I know people go all the time, and like Francis works there and likes to go there. Like I don't want to say I drank the Kool-Aid, but
Oh God,
I sipped the Kool-Aid a little bit, and
I
wouldn't mind going back again because I didn't hit everything up either.
I realized over the last couple of years that it's not Disneyland that I hate; it's the fucking people that go there that I can't stand for the most part. Because it's sad because it's a minority of people, but they're always the loudest and always the most obnoxious and always the ones that I end up encountering and ruining my day. And it's
granted this was only my one
time,
but I didn't run into any of that.
Yeah, which again I didn't.
Well,
the
Star Tours did go down once the first time.
That's not terrible,
but that happens. It's not a big deal. It just took a little bit longer. That's all. But I went to Fantasyland too. Haven't done that since I was a kid. Went on Peter Pan, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Pinocchio.
Dude, I don't care what anybody
Pinocchio.
says. It is the best fucking ride at that park. It's the best ride at that park.
I don't remember Pinocchio. Like I was telling like I don't know if I've ever been on it. I can't remember. And then as soon as I got on it, and like we started going, I'm like, oh, now I remember why I don't remember because it scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid.
Pinocchio's great, and the other one, gives it a real run for its money, is Peter Pan. The Peter Pan ride is so fucking good because of the way it plays with perspective.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I felt like I was hundreds of feet over a city, and like I always want to see that ride with the lights on. I want to see what it looks like with the lights on. Because with the lights off, like
it feels like you're fucking high up in the air.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
Writing it as a kid, like I was writing it with my dad, and my dad being kind of a jerk that he is. Me being a little kid and gullible, like I'm like, oh my god, are we outside right now? Oh, we're gonna fall. Like look, there's our house right over there. I'm like, I'm not knowing it was supposed to be London.
Right.
I was like, oh my god, they gotta stop the ride. I was like, no, you're fine. If you fall, I'll catch you. Mm-hmm. And but maybe that's where my fear of heights came from.
All those rides in Fantasyland are to me
they're awesome.
They're the best because they can't.
It's all practical.
Yeah, they can't use speed of a roller coaster to trick your eyes or to trick you or anything like that. Like, and I know it's just fucking wood walls. It's like a stage set, like for a play. It's wooden walls with paint.
It was made such a long time ago. It's like the carnival that used to travel around.
It still holds up, man. All that stuff still holds up. Fantasyland is one of the best areas in that park, for sure.
I had a lot of fun in Fantasyland, yeah. We were at Mr. Toad's, Peter Pan, Pinocchio. I think that was it that we went on. But yeah, I do want to go back. There's others that I want to ride. There's Alice in Wonderland, which I remember was a really pretty good ride too.
Yep.
Didn't go on Indiana Jones. Went on Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Indy's overrated, in my opinion. Haunted Mansion's fun.
I haven't been in Haunted Mansion in a while, so that was interesting.
How did you like the Guardians of the Galaxy ride?
I just couldn't help thinking of the part where like you might have a ghost with you, thinking of Clerks.
cartoon. Yeah.
As you can see, I'm shopping with you. The ghost live.
You went on Guardians.
I did. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Guardians is fucking mad crazy.
I'm torn.
Hey, Wolf, welcome.
Because it is so much better than I thought it would be. But it took forever for them to bring the Tower of Terror to California.
Yes.
And I missed that. That thing was so cool.
Yeah, I miss Tower of Terror too.
Guardians is fine. It's fine.
It's
enjoyable. I like
them both
it
equally.
But I don't know. As a kid, growing up, loving Twilight Zone and all that, and then it finally coming to Southern California when they opened up California Adventure, I was so hyped for it, and then now it's just fucking gone, and it's a Marvel thing.
Yeah.
And again, while a very fun ride and a very cool ride, it's not the same for me.
Yeah. Oh man, I actually got the picture ready to show everyone. I must want to not, but at the same time show it.
Yeah.
You know?
Which one on Guardians?
On Guardians.
Okay.
Because I was freaking the fuck out. Like, I thought it was gonna be like Tower of Terror, where you just go like this and then drop.
No, yeah, it's. Yeah.
And then finding out that it just like bounces up and down to different sections. Like the way Alexis kind of explains to me, like, oh no, like you go around and you go to different levels.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I thought it was gonna go like this, you know, like basically like going up like this.
Yeah.
Not knowing it was gonna go jumping up and down.
Yeah.
And yeah, that fucking freak. Like, I was unexpected.
Is that picture gonna be right here? Is it gonna be?
It can be right there. So yeah, and then you can see two people next to me, like these two kids were like, all right, everybody enjoy your ride. They closed it, and the two kids next to me, they say kids, they're teenagers, and they're like, all right, pull it out. I'm like, oh fuck, what are these fuckers gonna do? My guess was that they were gonna bring like a ball or something to hold up in the air when they fall or something.
Yeah.
But they ended up bringing out a chess piece.
Oh.
To take the picture.
Nerds.
So like, all right, whatever.
That's funny.
Anyways, overall, fucking fantastic. I had a great time.
There was one
I want
time.
to go back.
There was one time we went on Guardians, and there was a woman in front of us with a kid who was about my son's age, so about 6, 7, 8, around there, you know. And she was trying to convince him, like, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna enjoy it. You like Guardians of the Galaxy. This is gonna be fun. And then we heard her talking, and the kid was very unsure about it, but he was already in line, already at the elevators, already ready to get on, waiting to get on. But you could see that he was just kind of hesitant.
Yeah.
And Alexis was like, oh no, we bring our son on it. He loves it. He's 7. He's really into it. It's not a big deal. You'll be fine. And so we're just kind of trying to reassure him, right? We get on the ride. The ride happens. He's dead silent. He's not screaming at all. He's just dead silent. And then at the end of the ride, they ended up sitting right next to us in the back row. They were right next to us. And the mom goes, you did it. Wasn't that fun? That was great. He goes, yeah, I did it. Let's get out of here. He was very, he was unimpressed, but he was ready to get the fuck out of that ride.
That's funny.
But he was like, yeah, I did it. Let's get out of here now. Well, I'm glad you had a good time, Rick.
I had a great time.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Alexis and Mike, for not going.
Yeah, no worries. Shall we get into the show proper?
Yeah, I guess we should.
All right, let's do that.
So we got some trailers for you here today.
Yep.
Lined up. And even though Bryce is in here, we're going to watch it anyways.
Yep.
So
make sure you plug in the headphones and not play it over the speaker.
Yeah. First trailer we have up today is Post-Production Wolf. I'll put it up.
Picture?
Or I'll put it up on Twitter in a bit. Yeah. So yeah, the first trailer.
Put it on the show's Instagram, asshole.
Maybe. First trailer we have for you today is from Netflix, because Netflix loves their trailers that they put out every day.
Yeah.
But this is a good one. It's Stranger Things.
Okay.
So you watched this apparently.
Yeah, I did.
I haven't.
Oh yeah, I thought you watched all this stuff. You have to like know what you're getting into, man.
I hated playing this song.
Ladies, she's coming down.
Okay.
And showtime.
Oh. God, that mustache is terrible.
Hey! No running on my watch! I gotta warn you again, and you're banned for life. You wanna be banned for life? Didn't think so. Afternoon, ladies.
Afternoon, Billy.
Take the new suit, Mrs. Wheeler.
Thank you.
Oh, that was it.
I can give an opinion, but it would be pointless because I have no context for anything in that trailer, with the exception of knowing the song because of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. The last song. Is it Falling in Stereo by the Cars? I think it's the Cars.
Probably.
I think it's the Cars.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason I know that song is because of... I'm sure I would have come across it eventually, but because of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, I know that song. So, I'm going to refrain from saying anything else about this trailer.
You saw the last trailer, right, with us? The main trailer for this?
No, I don't think I was here.
Oh, probably not.
But I haven't seen any of this show, so it would be unfair for me to make any kind of comment, positive or negative, about it. Also, James isn't here this week, so I think I might be more negative. He has a very good calming effect on me.
Damn it, James.
So, but I'm going to tap into that, and I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and let you talk about whether you like this or not, or what the deal is.
I thought I was expecting more. I didn't think it was just going to be that. So, I mean, I'm excited for the show in general already. So, like, I'm going to watch
third season?
Yeah, this is the third season.
Okay.
But very 80s as far as
music and
the music and then walking with the stupid 80s stash. Actually, more like a 70s stash.
Yeah. No, it's 80s. It's not.
It's 80s. Yeah, 70s. That's true. That's true. Yeah. But I mean, I really don't have an opinion because I thought it was going to be more than what that thumbnail was.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm excited to see this show.
Yeah. I think I should probably sit down and watch this stuff. Just because I like the era that it's, based in. I like the vibe from the original trailer that we watched a few years ago where I was really high on it. I just never got around to watching it. We talked about that with James a couple weeks ago where I said, it's just hard for me to sit down and try and watch something when everybody's going, oh my God, you're going to love this. This is like perfect for you. You're going to love it. You need to watch this.
Yeah.
So it's just hard for me to get that out of my head because then I go in like this going, all right, impressed. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not even no, just like I need to be impressed now because everybody says I'm going to love it. So let me find the thing to hate about it, Whereas like if I would have watched Everything Sucks when you guys told me to right away, the camera shit would have really annoyed me and I probably would have stopped watching.
It is annoying.
But if
the story's great.
But if I went in with the mindset that I usually have where it's like, well, everybody says I'm going to love this, so let me find the shit I hate about it so I can be contrary to that, I would have latched onto those things that I didn't like about it. But since I waited and watched it with fresh eyes and a fresh mind, I was able to overlook all that shit.
Yeah, but even when we did review it, I still had a feeling like you might not have liked it because, like I said, like I feel like they were kind of overtly pushing, like, remember this, remember that. Right.
And like I said to you then, and I said it when I reviewed it, like it didn't bother me because it wasn't now being nostalgic about something. It took place in that period. Which is why I think I'd be into this because it's
with Stranger Things it's not like that. It's not so pushy. Like it's like a casual mention. Like don't forget to do this thing from whatever the 80s was.
Yeah, I really don't. I wish they would use a different song.
But yeah, I mean I'm excited for the show. So hopefully.
Quickly before I decide to be negative.
Okay. Moving on. We got another trailer.
Yeah.
Yay! We got 3 trailers. That was trailer 1. This trailer is The Art of Self-Defense with Jesse Eisenberg.
So, didn't watch this one.
Okay, good.
Partly because y'all know how I feel about Jesse Eisenberg. So, I wanted to give my raw reaction.
Okay, all right. I think this might be up your alley, though, given the context to it.
No.
Karate's a way of communicating. Ask me a question.
What are your plans for the weekend?
I'm going to do some grocery shopping and rent a film to watch in the comfort of my home. That answer your question? I want you to tell me why you're here.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of other men. I want to be what intimidates me.
You came to the right place.
I'm taking my my first class today.
Your new white belt?
Is that the first belt color?
White is before color. You haven't earned color yet.
Today's lesson: to kick with your fists and punch with your feet.
That makes perfect sense.
Good. There's a mental component as well. Everything should be as masculine as possible. You may want to start on those reports. That pilot's getting awfully high up.
I won't be petting you anymore.
What's your favorite style of music?
Adult contemporary.
No. Should be metal. You're a blade and I'm sharpening you. I see a little of myself in you.
Is that you, Sensei? Why are you filming this?
This isn't a safe place, Casey.
I know you're confused about what's happening. You have to trust me.
I should have never started taking karate. You can't be weak anymore.
I'm interested in buying a gun. I need something that can fit into my hand.
Sounds like you're after a handgun.
I challenge you to a fight to the death in unarmed combat.
This is your belt. It is yours. It is sacred. There'll be a $15 charge to replace a lost belt.
Alright, that looks good. I'm in on that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, like seeing him play, especially like a asshole, you know, villain in DC, and then playing Mark Zuckerberg, like seeing him take such a like a
Kind of going back to his
like
roots,
docile,
if you will.
Yeah, docile character, intrigues me. Also, like karate too.
Yeah.
So like him, you know, wanting to be what he fears himself is pretty cool. I like the story of it. I heard it got some pretty good praises.
Yeah.
And then as you can see,
Looked
too,
like it in there.
In the clips too as well. So I really want to see this.
So here's the thing that always, even in everything he's in, everything, like you always hear, well, at least, you know, watching Film Riot,
Right.
people ask Ryan Connolly, like, what do you look for in actors? And like, what do you want from actors? And he said, the thing I want the most is I want them to know their lines. I don't want them to put anything on those lines. I just want them to know their words so I can tell them what to put on it. And I always feel like Jesse Eisenberg takes that way too fucking literally, because in every movie, it really just sounds like he's reciting words and putting nothing on it. That's kind of his shtick. That's his character. Everything is always very dry, very monotone, little to no emotion. So when he does show emotion, which is why I kind of enjoyed him as Lex Luthor, even though he was really bad as Lex Luthor, was at least in that
He was more eccentric. And
there
more,
was some animation to his character. And I think somebody finally found a way to use him as him, doing what he does, and make it fit in the context of their movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's a pretty good actor. I think he does have range. He did in the beginning. Yeah, he was kind of like pigeonholed into like that one specific type.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, as every actor grows, you know, you know they're able to do more things.
Yeah.
Like yeah, watching him in Batman vs Superman, like as Lex Luthor, like that was amazing to watch. Like him in fucking Face. Like, what was the name of the movie? Social Network.
Social Network, yeah. The Facebook movie?
The Facebook movie. Social Network. Like, that's why I liked it a lot, because, like, he's not this timid person. He's this, like, asshole. And you feel that in, like, the first fucking 10 minutes of the movie.
I wouldn't know. I can't get past the first 5.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, this, like, yeah, we're going to get the best of both of his acting chops, both like what he used to be and what he kind of can do now.
Right. What he can bring to that.
Yeah.
Now.
At least from what we've seen. I mean,
Yeah.
he's done Broadway
right
stuff, and like, I mean, I don't know how. Like, I've never seen him on Broadway, but him being an actor, like every actor's learn their lines, like kind of exactly that, like just learn the lines that way. Yeah. At least a good acting teacher would tell you to learn your lines that way, not to put emphasis until
you hear
the director
get direction.
Tells you, until you get direction.
Mm-hmm. It looks really good. I'm super intrigued about it. I kind of really dig anything with martial arts in it. You guys know that. People watching know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely am intrigued by this. This is definitely something I want to see.
Yeah. I definitely want to see this. This comes out July 12th, so after my birthday.
So is this like a fucking theater movie? Is this gonna be limited release?
I don't know. Probably gonna be limited.
I'm so used to everything being Netflix or Hulu or Amazon to where like now when something like this that looks like a smaller independent movie has an actual theatrical release, I'm like, man, why can't you just fucking be on Netflix? So I don't have to leave the house. Is that sad?
I think we're getting to that point soon enough, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. Let's not go off on too many tangents. We got a lot of shit to talk about today.
So
who else is all in it? Like, did you
Jesse Eisenberg, Imo Poots.
Mm-hmm.
I can never say her name. IMOGN. I know she was in. Come on, mouse. See, this is why I don't like using the Bluetooth mouse. It disconnects. There we go.
Yeah.
What was she in? I forgot what she was in. She was in something big. 28 Weeks Later, Green Room, That Awkward Moment, A Long Way Down. I know she wasn't she in a TV show or something? Anyways.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, she was in Roadies. I believe that was the Cameron Crowe. Yeah, that was a Cameron Crowe Showtime.
Okay.
TV show, which I wanted to watch and I never did. I like Cameron Crowe. So yeah, Wolf says he likes the way he portrays characters. So, moving on.
All right, what do we got next?
We have one last trailer.
Yep.
And that has to do with Judgment Day. And by Judgment Day, I mean Terminator. So this is technically the third movie, right? It's supposed to take place after T2.
Okay.
And
before
push everything else not existent. Yeah.
Okay. So before we get to this, I want to say that Genesis was not terrible. It was not terrible. It was not good. It was not good. Not good. But it was not terrible.
Well, I'm a fan of the Terminator movies.
Going and spending...
And even I know Genesis was fucking terrible.
Going and spending the amount of money we did to go see it, the fucking ArcLight, I think is what made it seem worse than it actually is. I don't think it was that. Cost goes into it. Cost goes into it.
Not for me.
For me, it does. It's like, I paid that much for that? What the fuck? It wasn't terrible, Rick. I'm not saying I liked it. I'm not saying it was good.
Watch it again, but
it wasn't terrible.
I don't know. I'm very. I guess you could say I'm one of those very protective fans with Terminator because, like, I love the first one a lot.
So this one is supposedly fuck all that shit. This is the real Terminator 3.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Although I liked the third Terminator that nobody likes. I liked that.
Which
third
one
Terminator.
is that?
That was.
It's not Salvation, is it?
No. It was Rise of the Machines.
Rise of the Machines. Okay.
Yeah, I liked that one.
All right.
And then after that, Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh yeah.
Fucking the best Terminator show. Fucking better than the movies, in my opinion.
Bro, don't say that.
Okay, yeah, I shouldn't say that. But it was a good fucking show.
Terminator 2 is a high watermark for this franchise.
Yeah. Although I'm kind of the weird one. I actually like the first one better than
Well, no. One's a better movie. One is a far superior movie. 2 is a better...
I like 2 for the advancements of
It's a better piece of
CGI.
entertainment. It's a better piece of entertainment. But
and that too, yeah.
Terminator 1 is a better fucking movie. It's a better movie. I don't care what anybody says. All right, let's get into this Terminator.
Yeah.
Okay, the Terminator Dark Fate trailer is about to start.
I had this nice, simple life. And now it's a nightmare.
If travel is searching and home has been found, I'm not stopping.
Who are you?
My name is Sarah Connor. Never seen one like you before. Almost human.
I am human. Why do you care what happens to her?
Because I was her.
How do we win?
We win by keeping you alive.
I'm going hunting.
Well,
So I hesitate to say that looks good because apart from the major story spoiler in Genesis being in the trailer, that trailer looked really good too. Just looks really good. But I, especially with this franchise now, with Rise of the Machines and Salvation and Genesis, I'm kind of like I'm gonna push back from the table a little bit and just wait before I say that looks fucking rad, because inside I want to be like, oh my god, that looks fucking rad. But at the same time, again, aside from the fucking, I cannot believe that they had that big of a fucking story plot spoiler in the trailers for Genesis.
oh yeah,
I cannot fucking believe they did that. Because minus that, those trailers were really good too. And I will say, the Arnold stuff in Genesis was my favorite stuff in that movie.
I can't remember that far back, but I remember he had some pretty
Really good stuff.
good stuff in there.
But this, I mean, I'm super interested in this. I don't want to say like day one or anything like that, because again, you can make something look amazing in a trailer, but it looks really
Even
cool.
the fact that James Cameron is back, like this is his definitive
I
part 3.
I like that, but I also don't like the ego and
That comes with
that
him.
comes with that specifically. That
Yeah.
y'all fucked my shit up. Here's the real shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's cool. I'm super intrigued. I want to see where this goes. I'm glad Sarah Connor's a fucking badass again, and not fucking. She was almost damsel in distress in Salvation. Not Salvation, in Genesis.
Dude, I don't even remember that.
So
movie that well.
I really like that she's fucking badass again.
Yeah,
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
So yeah, I think think the graphics look badass. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
The graphics look fucking amazing in this. The new Terminator, the way he like just grabs onto the pole and makes another one of himself, and it's like a black instead of the silver.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was fucking awesome.
Pretty cool.
James Cameron does have, I think, the edge on special effects, just like Lucas.
Yeah.
Arts. But yeah, watching this, Mackenzie Davis being the new Terminator to protect that girl, teenager. I don't know. I couldn't really tell because the trailer was really fast. But like, that's her to protect her. A new brand. Well, yeah, they said in the trailer like a new brand of a Terminator to protect her. You can see when like the bar hits her, like it's like a different mesh. It's not like the mesh from Arnold's, or even like Robert Patrick. Yeah,
you got it.
Yeah,
it's different.
It's
an
different.
Evolution. They've evolved.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
I think that's what's happening in the future. It evolved because they prevented. I'm assuming because they prevented Judgment Day. There's like this new route because like it's not John Connor, it's someone else. So like perhaps John Connor died, or I don't know. I'm speculating as far as the story goes. But yeah, I think it looks cool. I really want to see it. I'm a fan of these fucking movies.
Me too.
I still think that TV show, goddamn, the damn writer strike should have got another season.
That's what did it, right?
The writer strike, and I think there was some issues with the showrunner and Fox. But,
a lot of shit was.
I mean, that kind of happens with Joss Whedon too, where he had issues with Fox and the showrunners with like Firefly. So like, but yeah, the TV show. If you haven't watched the TV show, I can't praise it enough. Like, it's good. Summer Glau is in it, and she does a phenomenal job, as well as the woman from Game of Thrones that everyone knows. I know her as Sarah Connor. Lena Headey? Yeah. She's an excellent Sarah Connor.
Okay.
An excellent Sarah Connor in that show. And yeah. And then, like, we get Shirley Manson. She has a role in the show too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was going to be a real pivotal part. You can tell just by the season finale of it.
And then it never came back. Damn.
Fuck you, Fox.
That's shitty.
But that aside, going to just this trailer, it looks great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Especially with whatever James Cameron has in mind and the special effects. So
yeah, it'll be nice to see what his third movie would have been. Or like his continuation would have been, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And Broken Wolf says Terminator is a better movie as a whole. T2 is a better action movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way to put it. And he agrees it also looks great too. So yeah, super excited. Can't wait. That's a day one for me. No question about it. And I believe that is all the trailers we have.
Right. We're going to talk about one, but it's too long to play and then talk about. So.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, the Fresh Prince thing. Yeah.
It's called Bel-Air.
Or Bel-Air.
And again, this came out like at the end of March. This is an old thing. And
real quick. Thunderfoot Bros, you couldn't agree more with that. Yes. Thank you. Yes, it's a good fucking show. I can't wait for yeah, it's a good show, and yeah, the movie. So, anyways, go.
End of March.
And welcome.
I came across this thing. It's a not fan film, but it's a trailer for what would be a like hour-long drama series, a modern take on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
And at first I watched it, I was like, this is fucking garbage. This is stupid. Why would you fucking do this to this show? Blah, blah, blah. You know? And then, like, I let it... Because I was going to bring it that week and shit all over it. But I was like, you know what? I just don't feel like being negative. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to leave it alone. Then about a week ago, maybe not even a week ago, it popped up in my feed again on YouTube. And I was like, why the fuck is this in my feed again? But it was because... it was a recommended video because I'd watched the trailer of Will Smith's YouTube channel.
Yeah, he just talks about...
He talked to the director about it. And I watched that. And I was like, huh. That's... I let my rage fucking blind me. Because I hate remakes. I hate gritty reboots. All the things I hate. This trailer kind of is. But after sitting there and watching the thing on Will Smith's YouTube channel, and listening to the director talk about it, and then hearing Will Smith and one of the original writers from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air talk about it,
Yeah.
I was like, huh. And I watched the trailer again with a fresh set of eyes and an open mind about it. And I would be down to watch a modern take on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, me too. Like, the fact that he brought him in on his channel to, like, talk to him about it.
Yeah.
And, like him telling him, like, yeah, like, that was pretty much it. Like, I went to LA to become an actor because all my friends were either going to jail or getting shot or getting killed, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like he talked about, like, they created this, you know, because of everything that was going on with him.
Yeah.
You know, like, that was his story. So, but yeah, I would be totally down, like, if they made this into, like, a new kind of series, you know, and took it to that modern level as far as, you know, what happens now, you know? Like, I mean, I've been to Philadelphia, but I've never lived there. So, like, I've seen, like, Philadelphia is a pretty cool city, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like it a lot. At least from what I've seen. And I would definitely be down to see this, like them film it in Philadelphia, you know, making it as, you know, realistic as possible.
Like, so the reason why I got super negative about seeing this was I kind of was able to relate to and identify with that show when it was on, because I was living with my aunt and my uncle and going to school out here. I'm not a young black male from Philadelphia that's being persecuted by any means. So I don't necessarily identify with that, but I was able to identify with the not being with your parents and having to adjust to living with your aunt and uncle, you know, in all that. So I kind of related to that aspect of it. And
yeah, I mean, yeah, I can totally see that.
And it's not necessarily like I was a fish out of water or anything like that. I stayed where I lived, in the area I lived, to live with my aunt and uncle rather than move somewhere else. So it's kind of the opposite. I didn't get moved out of where I lived and have to stay above water there. I was able to stay where I was familiar with. And yeah, man, like, it's just a show that I really, really enjoyed because of the way they treated the Will character. They didn't treat him like he was a nephew. They didn't treat him like he was not part of the family. They treated him as their own. And like that, my Aunt Deborah and my Uncle Rick did that for me. They didn't treat me any different than they treated
like
my cousins, their kids.
Yeah.
They treated me the same. So that was always something I could identify with the show. So I was super fucking upset when I saw this, because like, man, they're gonna fuck with something that I love, that I was able to relate to. And the other thing I really loved about that show, and a lot of shows that we watched growing up that we probably didn't realize then, but going back and watching them now, or at a later time as we got older, we could realize, was that while Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a comedy and it was a very funny show and had very funny moments, they dealt with some real shit.
Yeah.
There's like the episode that everybody references is the one where Will Smith's dad comes back into the picture and then fucking takes off again.
Yeah.
And that's a high watermark for Will Smith's acting ability at such a young age, because that episode is so fucking good and powerful.
Yeah.
There's the episode where
Carlton gets the gun.
Carlton has a gun.
Yeah.
And Will is in a hospital and has to take the gun away. It's really, there's some really dark shit, and it's really well done. And
yeah, those writers like you had to carry the heaviness of the topic, and then also bring in that comedy, but not to the over the top,
right?
To make whatever that heavy topic was about
less than.
There
exactly.
You go.
But yeah, man, I love the show, and hearing Will Smith talk about it and how much he liked it, and hearing the other writer talk about it, and hearing the director and why he wants to make it. I was like, okay, I see where you're coming from. I think more creators and directors and writers need to be more open with an audience when they want to do a remake, or when they do a remake or a fan film or something like that. Because I really feel like when you humanize yourself as the creator and you give that audience something to relate to rather than just trying to cash in on something from their youth, it goes so far with the viewer. So far.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you were just going to get, like, a fucking reboot for the sake of a reboot, like, it's not going to work. But doing something like this with meaning and depth behind it, and let's say having even Will Smith, like, producing it, you know, or whatever his position would be on it, like giving his stories of what really happened to him, and dealing it with that type of sincerity and gravity to it. Like, I think it'd be great. Yeah, because you'll see the real. I mean, real, but like
it'll be a little bit more
relatable, grounded and relatable.
Yeah.
Thunderfoot Bro said, "It's like I don't care about the reboot. I don't care about reboot. It's gritty remake either. I'm with you on it. I have to make a conscious effort to be open-minded on these kind of things." Yeah, we're kind of the same way on that too. Like we gotta keep that open mind at the same time. He's like that episode's really good. Referring, I believe, to his dad walking out on him. Broken Wolf said, that episode hit me so hard because I've been in that position. My dad walked out on me when I was 7, came back when I was 13, and then left again. Damn, Wolf. So like people can relate to this. And Uncle Phil having a heart attack. Oh, I forgot about that episode. Yeah, and Carlton refusing to visit him because he didn't want to ever see his father in such a vulnerable state.
Will having to be like, "Yo, go see your dad, dude." Yeah,
being a son. Yeah, you know, and like, yeah, exactly. I totally forgot about that episode. Yeah. So like those heavy topics were handled in a great way. That show, I think, did a very good. They had good writers.
Yeah, and it was a great, like we were talking about earlier, it was a great mixture of real things that people could relate to and then cutting that with comedy. And again, not undercutting it with comedy, but evening it out with comedy.
Yeah. Like knowing how to break the tension and when to break the tension.
Right.
And I got to watch that series again.
Yeah.
I watch it anytime it like shows up, you know, like on television or something, or just channels. Of course. Like I remember that episode and I watch it. But yeah, I don't know what his plans are, if they do, or if they have even plans. Like, they didn't really say. That link I did put in the chat is the Will Smith video. So if you want to check that out. Yeah,
it's a really good video if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, check it out if you haven't seen it. Or, like, I think he said you haven't seen it. So,
So, yeah, I wanted to talk about
I'm glad you brought that on, because I wanted to bring it on, too, myself. I just kept forgetting.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought it.
I was going to bring it last week also, but then, you know, I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever that Will Smith episode of his YouTube channel,
Yeah.
Up. So I'm glad I waited.
Yeah.
Because even last week, I probably would have been really negative about it. But yeah, I would be super interested, especially, and like I said, creators of these things,
I'm going to get a drink,
need to get out there and get out in front of things and be open with an audience, because if you just throw something out there and the audience that you're trying to get by it being that thing is not going to be ready to go with you right away. Yeah. Especially when you're going to completely switch it up to where instead of being a comedy with some seriousness and a 22-minute sitcom, making an hour-long drama with a little bit of comedy in it. Like, that's a hard shift for people. So yeah, just the more open and more transparent creators can be, the better it's going to be for your product and whatever it is you're deciding to put out, especially if you're trying to bank on nostalgia with a property that's already existed.
Yeah. It's with Will Smith having his own YouTube channel, like I feel like him and like Jack Black are kind of doing it right in a sense. The more I watch his channel,
it seems like he's trying to shed light.
He's kind of just showing more himself.
Yeah,
which is which I think is pretty cool. Even Thunderfoot Bro says, even in out, the comedy makes the intense moments more meaningful.
Yep.
Too much of one or the other makes things off-putting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I hope we hear something. I hope the director of this gets something, whether it's this, you know, or whatever. Like the way he shot the trailers, I guess call it a trailer.
Yeah.
Like it was done very well, and I hope like he gets a gig somewhere.
Yeah,
you know?
I hope he gets to do this. It seemed like Will Smith was pretty on board with it, and again, he probably doesn't own the rights to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so he's not like the end all be all.
No, that's all how like fan driven.
NBC, right? Is that what it was on? NBC.
Yeah.
So, hey man, maybe he could help broker that deal.
Yeah.
And get this made. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope we don't hear the last of that guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Will Smith?
Yes.
I saw Aladdin.
Yeah. Tell me about Aladdin. Because I know with the initial trailer, we were all a bit like,
Yeah.
And then the trailer we saw when we saw Long Shot, you and I were both like, holy shit, this might actually be good. And I've been seeing a lot of positive talk about it.
Yeah.
Rick?
So, Aladdin is one of my all-time favorite kid movies to watch.
Yeah, I love it.
Like, I've watched that on a loop so many freaking times. Going into the movie, I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I generally speaking, I had a good time.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting how they did some of the. I found out it was. Yeah, it's directed by Guy Ritchie, which I didn't like as I was watching the trailer, and the credits were going by. I'm like, this is a Guy Ritchie film? What the fuck? Yours too. Okay, so yeah, I like the way it started. You know how in the cartoon it's like you hear the voiceover.
Yeah.
It's basically a merchant talking about like, come with me, and, you know, Arabian Nights.
Do they do that?
Singing, yes.
Really?
But they do a lot of singing in this.
Well,
Aladdin
there's a lot of singing in Aladdin.
So yeah, it starts off that way, except it's not like a side store merchant.
Okay.
It's basically. I don't know if it's a spoiler territory or not, but it's like Will Smith's character talking to his kids, telling the story. So it's like a story he's telling his kids about what's going on with the genie, and everything.
All right,
that's why it makes sense. Oh, that's why he's the genie in this.
Okay.
You know. But yeah, I mean, in general, overall, I thought it was. It was okay.
Really?
It was okay.
See, I love Aladdin.
Dude, I love it too. The actors in it, I'll tell you, the guy who played Aladdin was great. The woman who played Jasmine, wonderful.
Out of all
so
the things,
good.
I was the most cautiously optimistic about Princess Jasmine because
she does a really good job.
I was obsessed with Princess Jasmine.
So yeah, Robin Williams was the genie. Original genie. So there is nods to his genie in the film. I'll tell you that much. And I think it was done very well for that specific points where it happens.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, cool. You know,
I've also read in reviews that the people who were reviewing it felt like Will Smith went out of his way to make it his own and not try to do Robin Williams.
He did not want to do Robin Williams. There were jokes that he did kind of do that the movie did.
Because people want
with all the singing and like all that was pretty much word for word. But when like he's talking to Aladdin and he makes like certain jokes here and there, he does take that joke and turn it upside down and kind of makes it his own.
Good.
Which worked. Which I think kind of worked with some jokes. I'll tell you that much. It was fine.
It's a mixed bag for you?
It's a mixed bag for me.
Okay.
Like I don't want to say I hated it because I didn't hate it. There were things that I liked about it. The main guy who plays Aladdin, compared to the cartoon singer who does it, like I think he was like an octave lower than the original person who sang it in the cartoon. So I kind of felt off a bit. You know, and it was kind of weird.
But again, you don't want them to sound exactly like you want them to make it their own.
True. But like even if you're singing at that same octave he did. Thanks for the follow, Thunderfoot.
Awesome.
Yeah, even if he sang at that same octave,
Yeah.
like, I mean, it would still be its own.
Right.
It just sounded a little weird. Other than like the singing was great. Like they pretty much sang all the original songs from that. Here's the part that kind of irks me is that they made their own original songs for this movie.
I mean, you got to do that though.
It just felt so out of place.
Okay.
In my opinion,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just saying like, you've got to do something to.
Yes.
You don't want this to be a shot-for-shot remake of the cartoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. That's a valid complaint. But yeah, I would hope that they would do some original stuff.
Yeah. Wolf says her name is Naomi Scott and she's a goddess. Yeah, she's pretty cute. She's hot. Yeah, but it was okay. That's all I can really say.
Okay.
It was okay. I didn't hate it because there were parts where, like, they do nod to Robin Williams. They do nod to some of the singing, singing. What do you call it? Like, you know how when he's singing, like, he does certain jokes within the songs,
yes.
and like he does it like the genie turns into that person,
yes.
and like that kind of happens, which I thought was pretty clever. I didn't think they were gonna do that, but yeah, they did add some other original stuff into there, but for the most part, I thought it was okay. I'll see it again, I guess, if it's on Netflix or Disney Plus. But
I'm definitely gonna go see this. The wife and I really want to go see this movie. And again, just like Detective Pikachu, we're gonna go see it without the kids.
That's fucking funny. For the most part, like, I had a good time.
Okay.
I thought the guy who played Jafar could have been a little bit more sinister.
I was gonna say, out of the trailer, that's the thing that seems the most out of place to me.
Yeah, he could have been more sinister.
Okay.
He didn't feel that sinister enough.
Like in the trailer, he doesn't feel threatening at all. In the trailer.
Yeah, he doesn't feel threatening in this either.
Okay.
In my opinion, of course. So I think that was like kind of the
weakest part of it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm really like I talked about it before. I'm a huge Will Smith fan. I totally forgot you were gonna review Aladdin when I brought up the Bel-Air stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Nice
Perfect segue.
Yeah, I wish James was here because he saw it too.
Yeah. Didn't you run into him?
I did run into him at the theater. Yeah. But yeah, you could have fun watching this. But I would, like I said, I wouldn't see it again.
Okay.
Will Smith did do a good job, but there's no way. And even Will says this too in interviews. Like, there's no way I'm ever gonna compete with Robin.
No way.
And no one can. That dude's a remarkable man, and I love that guy. Like, everyone loves Robin Williams.
I wish he was around to see this so he could.
I know, me too. I think if he was around, he probably would have done a voice.
I don't think so.
Because James Earl Jones is doing Mufasa again.
Yeah, but the way they use the genie in this movie, so as not to be overly CG'd and look terrible. Yeah. Do you think
CG, by the way, was fine?
It looked really bad in that first trailer.
No, it's fine. That I can tell you right now. Like, maybe they rushed it or something because later on, like, it looked alright.
Okay.
Oh, and not in, like, I also watched it in 3D, by the way.
Okay.
And it even
3D.
Like, oh no, I'm not saying like ooh la la. I watched it in 3D because you know how the transfers from 3D to like.
Yeah, if it's not shot in 3D or whatever. Yeah.
They actually like. Disney has money, so
3D is still a fucking thing.
I don't get why it's still a thing.
Stop it.
Yeah. How would I compare it to Beauty and the Beast? I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, unfortunately.
I didn't see Beauty and the Beast either because, again, that's one of my favorites growing up as a kid. But I didn't buy Emma What's-Her-Face's Belle in the trailers. And, no, we went to Disneyland, and they always where they used to have the Muppet Show theater area. They always do like sneak peek for the new movie coming out, and you basically get to see an entire song. We saw an entire performance, one whole song from Beauty and the Beast, and like when we left, I was like, I just don't fucking buy her as Belle. I'm not gonna see this.
Thunderfoot Bros says someone had pointed out that the characters all look like porn parody versions of the cast, and that they're pretty spot on.
In Aladdin?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
It's my wife's favorite. It was pretty good.
That's funny. All right.
Yeah, as far as live action, I really liked The Jungle Book a lot. I thought that was done very well.
I haven't seen any of these live action movies because I fucking hate that they're making all these cartoons that I loved as a kid into live action things.
Yeah, Jungle Book was good.
This will be the first one I see, only because Aladdin was probably my favorite.
I thought the cast looked fine. I don't know if I'd call them porn parodies, but
maybe it's the costuming he's talking about, and
the costuming,
how vibrant the costuming is.
The costuming was pretty.
Because now that he says that, if I'm thinking about the trailer, yeah,
yeah, like it's starting to sink in.
Yeah,
okay, I can see that.
Yeah, Aladdin was my absolute favorite, and again, it's because fucking Princess Jasmine was Stone Cold Fox, even in cartoon form. Woo!
Well, if you see her in this, Naomi Scott is it? Yeah, she's pretty fucking hot.
Yeah, I remember thinking that. I was like, wow, okay, she looks great. Because I mentioned that when we watched the trailer. That she looks great.
Yeah,
and that's the thing I was worried about the most.
One of the things that she has some singing in this. Mm-hmm. That's what's her originals. There's one song when Jafar gets the lamp. She does this whole. What is the song called? Like Speechless, I think is the name of the song. Mm-hmm. She does this whole like rendition song original for this movie, and like the effects that they used, like it was kind of like that almost Matrix stop motion, but better.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like 10 times better than that.
Well, it's 25 years later, Rick.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Well, 20 years later, so come on.
The effects in that were fucking amazing. Cool. Like the way she just walked around and like the clouds just like go through her, and the way that these like some of the characters just dissolved for this musical number. Like, I think that was probably my favorite part. I don't like the song that much,
right?
Because it's not original to the cartoon. That's my own nitpick. Song's fine, but yeah, I thought that whole scene of her, whole sequence of her singing was good as far as visually.
Okay,
was fucking awesome.
Very cool.
But yeah, I mean, you can go see it.
I'm going to.
BatSam15 says,
hey!
I heard they are making a live action Lilo and Stitch. Really?
Yeah, I remember reading that too. And I also said, I said it then, I'll say it now. If Tia Carrera doesn't play the character she played in the anime,
mom, right?
Yeah, if she doesn't, the sister. If she doesn't play her, I'm out. Because she looks as good now, if not better, than she did.
Seen her in a while.
Oh, dude. Woo! Okay, let's move on.
Live action Lilo and Stitch. It was a meme. I think if you saw the picture they used, you might agree slightly more. Danny DeVito as Stitch. I don't know.
What is this Danny DeVito shit everybody's on?
I don't know.
There was I saw
people wanted him to be Pikachu.
I saw a petition for him to be Wolverine online the other day. Yeah. And I was like, it's because of you douchebags why we don't have nice things. Like,
I mean,
seriously.
He's already the Penguin.
It's so stupid. So fucking stupid. Anyway.
Yeah, I must have missed those memes.
Okay. Anything else to say about Aladdin? Shall we move forward?
No. I mean, if you want to watch it, go watch it. If you have anything else to see, in my opinion.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my opinion.
Very cool. Very cool. So we're gonna move on to video games now.
All right.
And the first thing I want to talk about, I was hoping I would have it finished because I felt like I was hitting the end game, but it's not because I didn't try.
Oh, okay.
It's not because I didn't try. I kept going, and there's more to it that I didn't realize was going to be there. I'm talking about Days Gone.
Your days are gone.
Yeah, I talked about it a few weeks ago when I initially got it. I think it was the first show James was on with us right after Bryce left. And I said that, I have some nitpicks. I have some nits to pick, but I was enjoying the world and the story and the characters because I'm a huge fan of Sons of Anarchy, and they definitely have that tone with a couple of the characters. So this game was the opposite of Metal Gear Solid 5 for me. And that might sound like a reach, but here we go. Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain, started out super fucking strong. And here's mission after mission after mission after mission. And then about 15 hours into the game, maybe more, you change locations. And you go from the desert to Africa. And you change locations, And then instead of it being like a full list of missions to do, they start giving you one at a time. And you can tell this is obviously where they started having, Kojima and Konami started having problems. Obviously. Because now instead of having all this stuff at my disposal, it's like, go do a mission, return to your base, get another mission, go do it, return to your base. And it felt like it was artificially padding out the length of the game. With Days Gone, it's the opposite. It's the exact fucking opposite. And at first I thought it was bad design, but as I've played more of the game and more of the story, I realized it was a design choice where it started with just a lot of character exposition and world building, and you weren't doing a lot of missions that were consequential to your story. You were doing small side things, bounties, gathering resources for the camps. You were doing stuff like that to build the world and get you familiar with the map and familiar with your surroundings. And then as the game goes on, you start getting the story and how he loses his wife and where his wife might be and the rest of the motorcycle club he was in, and the rest of this, because it takes place in Oregon, and you learn the rest of Oregon, what's going on there. And so it starts out slow by design to make you feel like you're trapped in this world and with nothing to look forward to. And it really does a great job of setting the tone for you as the game player, for the character. And so as it built and built and built, I found myself getting way more invested in the lead character and his supporting character, his the best friend character, and other characters that he obviously knows, but they don't do that shitty thing that usually happens in games where it's like, remember 2 years ago when we rode together on this thing? And they don't do that. They just infer that these people have a connection somehow. And they kind of leave it to you to add to that and feel that relationship.
Yeah.
And it builds relationships and it builds stories and builds characters and builds this awesome fucking world. And then I got to a point where I'm like, all right, here comes the end game. I'm going to find out what happened with my wife. I'm going to get there. I'm either going to see her or not see her, depending on how they want to take me on this ride. And you switch locations and they fucking reset the world again. Because you're in a different location and you have to rebuild your trust up with new camps and new people.
So all those people from before,
you move to a different location
with the same people?
No, by yourself.
Oh,
by yourself. And it's really crazy because like the whole first 15-20 hours or whatever it is I've played of the game, this character is hell-bent on finding out what happened to his wife because he needs to know for himself what happened to her. And every character you come across is always the character's name is Deacon, and like is always telling you, Deacon, this is not just about you. This is about this is bigger. This is about all the people who have survived. This is about trying to find out what's happened to everybody and why things are the way they are. And they really hammer that home to you. But as somebody who got really invested in the Deacon St. John character, I'm on the same wavelength with him. Where's my wife? What happened to her? Is she alive? Is she dead? And then there's this great moment where the character realizes this isn't just about me. This is about something bigger. And it's the thing they've been hammering home for the first 20 hours. But if you allow yourself to get caught up in the story, you have that realization at the same fucking time that the character in the game has that realization. And it makes you more willing to be okay with having to re-earn loyalty with a new camp and new people in this new part of the map without your comfort zone that you've had the whole time. And it's this awesome segment where he realizes this is not just about me. And then at the same time, you're realizing, fuck, I guess there's more important things going on in this story than what happened to my wife. Because you get that resolution when you switch locations. You get that resolution. And it's the thing that, as the character and as the person playing as that character, I was waiting for the whole fucking game. What fucking happened? And you get that. And then you realize, oh, there's more to fucking do. And instead of throwing my hands up and going, they're just artificially padding out the length of this game and, give them their $60 worth, make it as long as possible. All the negative shit that I would have said about another game that doesn't build a world or characters or story as strong as this game does. Instead, I'm like, all right, who am I hunting? What bounty am I hunting now? What supplies do you need? Where do I need to go? Like, I am fucking in.
It's about the journey.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Similar to Sons of Anarchy. It was never about where that story was going. It was always about, for me, because I came to it later.
Yeah, I remember.
It was always about how do they get there? And man, do they fucking nail that in this game. And I know it's getting quote-unquote middling reviews.
Real quick, Thunder Bro said that's interesting, risky choice given the power of reviews these days.
Yes. So, and this is what I wanted to bring up is reviews.
And that's good development, Batsan says.
Everybody talks about how this game is a 7 or 8. That's terrible. When did that happen? Where a 7 or an 8 out of 10 is a terrible fucking game. When did that really start? Like, I understand.
Not enough.
I understand not wanting to pay $60 for a game that you don't know if you're going to enjoy. There's so many different avenues now for video gaming. You can wait for a sale. You can use Redbox. You can use GameFly. There's so many different ways to play video games without having to spend $60 or full retail on it. That, to me, like, I have a friend who says, I don't even touch a video game unless it's 9 or 10. And I tell him, you're missing out on some great fucking video games. Because they're not quote-unquote 9s or 10s by some fucking reviewer. Now, this game is also getting a lot of negative attention thrown at it because it's a straight white male protagonist. And it's further pushing that agenda. And, like, I really fucking hate that has started to happen in video game journalism. It's so obnoxious. This game would not be any better or any worse if the protagonist was a different ethnicity or different gender. It would not be any better or any worse. Because they go out of their way to develop the character. It's not just what you're looking at or what you hear. It's what is happening to that character. It really bums me out that we're in a world where 7s and 8s are bad video games now. I don't think that's true. I'm going to say something super fucking controversial right now as far as video gaming goes, because I know I'm in the minority on this anyway, but I'm going to throw it out there.
Also, real quick, like, I mean, he's supposed to be a Baker gang dude, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay. I mean, I knew that. I mean, just when you were talking about, like, because he's a white male person, I'm like, well, he's in the Baker gang. He's probably a little racist too. Maybe. I don't know.
No, he's not.
Okay.
Not at all.
I don't know. I haven't played the game.
The character is actually really well developed and really well done.
Although you do have me intrigued as far as the game goes and like how you're describing it. Like, I am intrigued in, like, I don't know, borrowing it because
I bought it digitally, so you're gonna have to rent it.
Oh, goddamn
Sorry.
it.
So here's the controversial thing I'm gonna say.
Here we go.
I spent 70 hours playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Love that.
70 hours.
Love that story. Finished that story. I always felt like I was fighting the controls to have a good time. I mentioned that on here when I did my Red Dead Redemption 2 review. I constantly felt like I was fighting the controls. And when you take that and it undercuts how good the story is. Because that story is fantastic. It's a great character piece. It's a great world development. It's all that stuff. But I felt like I was constantly fighting the controls to try and have a good time. I had more fun, and I have had more fun with Days Gone than I did with Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not a better story than Red Dead 2. It just depends on what you like. Like I said, I happen to be a huge fan of Sons of Anarchy. I really liked that they embraced that biker culture and tried to be as true to it as they could in that show. And they do that in this game as well. They're very true to what you think that culture is like. And it's not a whole gang. It's 2 guys that are left from the gang. But I've had way more fun with Days Gone than I did with Red Dead Redemption 2. I think RDR2's story is better than this story in different ways. I'm not going to say, like, it's sort of like apples and oranges. They're 2 different kinds of stories. But they both have these huge revelations where they realize a big thing about themselves. towards the end of the game. And I really feel like the model of this game, like when you get your resolution in Red Dead Redemption 2, that could have been the end of the game. But instead, there was another 10 hours of epilogue that was fucking fantastic and probably my favorite part of the game. And in this game, when you get your resolution for Deacon, it almost feels like that could be the end and you'd be happy walking away from it. But I don't know how much longer the pieces I'm on right now, but I'm dying to find out. And I'm hoping it's just as good as, you know, the epilogue for Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't regret my time with Red Dead. I don't regret spending the money on the game. I don't regret anything about it other than I always felt like I was fighting the controls to try and have fun with it. And now, this game isn't the best handling game, but the motorcycle stuff feels fucking awesome. It feels so good. The shooting has something to be desired. Like, it could be better, but
yeah,
I'm having such a good time. And my favorite part of this game, because I didn't realize it was going to be such a big thing until I started reading reviews, and I know a lot of people knocked it, but the stealth aspect of this video game is so satisfying.
Yeah.
It's very basic. It's very on the surface. It literally is, you know, hunch around and hide in bushes, and you're stabbing people from behind you before they notice you. But there is nothing.
Kind of like, how would you compare the stealth to?
Like the more
Last of Us?
No, it's not quite that
early
nuanced.
Metal Gear.
Again, not that nuanced. It's more like the current Far Cry games.
Oh, okay. I haven't played it.
Which are really good with the stealth stuff too if you want to be stealthy. And in this game, you kind of have to be stealthy because your resources are very limited, but it doesn't feel like an artificial limitation. Whereas in some games, it's like, well, we're going to make it scarier or harder because you don't have all this extra ammo or weapons. It really is a scavenging type of game, and that feels true to the world they built. I know I'm going on really long about this.
Yeah, Thunderfoot Bros really quick said that we covered the game before it launched. It's interesting to hear your opinions about it now that it's out. That's fair. I'm not opposed to your opinion. That's funny. They could have made it DLC content. I think that's the extra 10 hours I think you were talking about.
For Red Dead?
Dead,
they totally could have. And I would have been happy to pay it. Yeah.
And then Cheesy asked to pick a color. I said purple because that's what you like. Go on, sorry.
I know I'm going on along about this game, but I really feel like
you have my interest though. I mean, I know you're talking about it in depth, but you piqued my interest.
And I'm also trying not to spoil anything because I could very easily go out here and tell you the 5 or 6 points that make it amazing to me, but that would be a complete spoiler. And if I'm intriguing anybody to go play the game, I suggest going to rent it and play it because you know me, I'm on team form your own opinion.
Yeah.
And I like to think that, you know, everybody's on team form your own opinion, and you don't just take reviews as gospel and it's like, well, the so-and-so who I watch or read reviews of said this is a bad game, so it's a bad game. And again, I understand not wanting to go out and spend $60 every 3 weeks for a brand new game. Find ways to play it legally.
Redbox,
Gamefly, whatever.
God, I forget about Gamefly. Gamefly's still around.
I felt like I needed to say my piece about this game, even though I'm not done with it yet. I'm super intrigued on where it's going. I'm very happy with the character development and the world building. And at first I was like, I'm going to have to stop and put gas in my motorcycle every time I'm running out of gas. That's going to be such a fucking hassle. I got to collect stuff to repair my bike and repair my weapons. This is going to be such a hassle.
That's the part that kind of pulls me out is that repairing the bike.
But when you have to go into an area that's infested with what they call freakers, which are zombies essentially.
Freakers.
But they say they're not zombies, and I agree with them. They're not zombies. They're infected. And they hammer that home, is that they're not reanimated dead.
Like they freak on you?
They're still alive. And they go out of their way in this game to show you that they still have cognitive thinking. Which is crazy, because you don't really see that style of a zombie game where the zombies still have brain power. It's usually just mindless shit. Yeah. But yeah, man, like I thought it was going to be such a hassle to find stuff to repair my bike or find gas cans or gas stations or whatever. But when you pull up to a gas station and you haven't been spotted by human enemies or non-human enemies, and you go through and meticulously take all them out, and you loot all their bodies, and you have all this cool shit now, and you go inside the building, and there's all this stuff to make, you know, Molotov cocktails or grenades or silencers for your guns or more ammo for your crossbow, and then you come out and you fill your bike up with gas, and then you take off again. Nothing feels better than that. Nothing feels better than that.
All right. Real quick here in the chat, Thunderfoot Bro says, there are a lot of games I've played that considered bad that I love.
Yeah.
I love the worst game ever, and that is Star Wars Masters of Terrakasi.
It's a terrible game.
Terrible game, but I fucking love it.
Oh, so here's
and of course, he's also team Form Your Own Opinion.
Here's my game that's a really bad game that I really enjoyed, and it's from the Xbox PS2 console generation. And it stars Bill Bellamy and Michael Madsen. And it's a remake of the Narc video games from the arcades. But it's a third-person action game. That's a bad game. It's a bad game. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it got, unfair reviews. It's a bad game. But I had a great time with it. I had fun with that game. You had to go undercover and infiltrate gangs. And in order to prove that you were down, you had to take drugs as an undercover cop. And then your vision is blurred and you got to go through the mission and... It's a bad game, but I had a lot of fun with it because Bill Bellamy and Michael Madsen play the lead characters, and they're acting against each other, which is really awesome. And yeah, it's a bad game, but I had fun with it. Jaws Unleashed on the original Xbox and PS2. Terrible fucking game! But I had a lot of fun with it because it was Grand Theft Auto, but you was a shark. Like, it was literally swim to the mission point, start the mission, but you're doing the mission as a shark. It's a bad game, but I had a lot of fun with it. So I'm not saying...
I think we just found a new list to make.
Yes, that's another list. So I'm not going to tell you that this is the best game ever made or that is the most polished game that's out on the market right now. There's probably a better way to spend your $60. But don't listen to the hyperbole about it being an abomination or because the character is a straight white male that it's bad because of that. It's not. It's a very good game, and it's very close to being an amazing game, but there's just some things about it, and it's the stuff I talked about when I first started playing it. We've been spoiled by in-engine, in-game cutscenes where you don't break and go to a loading screen. The first few hours of this game are hard to get past because it literally is walk for 5 seconds, black loading screen, cutscene, black loading screen, you're back in control, go talk to somebody else, black loading screen, cutscene. Like, it's hard to get past that. But once you do, and once you kind of just file that away and realize, okay, when there's a cutscene happening, it's going to take me out of the moment. But they do such a good job of the voice acting and the motion capture later in the game that I totally forgive it for that. And it's something that I give a pass to because of how much I'm enjoying the characters in the story. I'll stop talking about it now because it's awfully long for it not being a full review of a finished game. I hate doing reviews of games before I finish them. But I had to get it off my chest that this is a game that is worth checking out, especially if you like Sons of Anarchy, if you like zombie-style stories, post-apocalyptic stories, survival-style mechanics, stealth mechanics. It's super fun, and as long as they stick the landing, I haven't played a lot of games yet that are brand new this year, but if they stick the landing on the story, this is going to be my favorite game of the year so far. Just barely beating out Tetris 99. But yeah, please, if you have any interest whatsoever in this game, go out and find a way to give it a shot because it's worth your time. If you have the time, it's worth it.
All right. Real quick in the chat, Wolf is also Team Form Your Own Opinion, of course. Thunderfoot Bros said, I guess the only thing that would feel better than that is killing zombies with the cash register from Dead Rising.
Okay, or a shopping cart from Dead Rising, or the myriad weapons you make in Dead Rising 2 and 3.
Also, when we were talking about games that were terrible as far as that, he says 99 Nights 2, pretty average game, but it had things that really stood out. Main character in that was also a straight white male. Same for Dead Rising, dang it.
Yeah. Same for Dead Rising, same for Kingdom Hearts, same for Final Fantasy 7, which everybody loves.
Tell the people who complained about that to play any PS1 game.
Yeah.
Tetris 99 for the win.
Dude, I got the Game Boy skin last weekend. It's so good. Dude, it's so good.
Okay.
So good. Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Next up on our notes is...
James isn't here, so we can skip that.
Yeah.
But I've been playing Saints Row the Third, and I hope James comes back, maybe even next week if he wants to, so he can talk about his time with that game, because it's the first... If you haven't watched the show before... the co-host we've had for the past couple of weeks, he has never played the Saints Row the Third game, and he bought it on Switch because I recommended it to him.
That looks very Saints Row the Third here.
Yeah.
Monster drink.
Well, so does my water bottle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when he comes back, I want to hear what he thinks of the game as he plays more of it, because he's playing it in bite-sized chunks on Switch. So we can skip that. We can get into some news, though.
Is that the Modern Warfare news?
Yes. So apparently, the Call of Duty video game coming out this year is called Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Now, what? Didn't we already have one?
We had Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and then we had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. And then in between those, we've had the Black Ops games and the Advanced Warfare games and World at War. And so there's been games in between. And it's been 11 years since Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare came out. But the rumor, and it's been kind of corroborated by Jason Schreier, who really knows his shit when it comes to games reporting, that this year's Call of Duty, which is going to be revealed on May 30th, just before E3, that's the story, is called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And I wanted to bring this up because Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare changed the landscape of first-person shooters on consoles. I know a lot of people will say that, GoldenEye made it viable. Halo almost perfected it, which I agree with. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare really took a first-person shooter, brought it to console, and
that got me into it.
And made a compelling single-player campaign.
Yeah.
Because until that, the Halo games were the only ones that had compelling single-player campaigns if you like sci-fi. But if you wanted a realistic wartime video game, you really didn't have a good single player, because the Call of Duty franchise was always something that was built on their online multiplayer, similar to the Battlefield franchise. But they just recently came out with a remaster of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, I think last year, a year and a half ago.
Yeah, they did.
And it was free if you pre-ordered a game. Or it was $29.99 if you wanted to buy it standalone a few months later. Or if you wait like I did, it was free for PlayStation Plus members a few months ago. And I haven't fired it up to play it.
I forgot.
I haven't fired it up to play it. But apparently they're going to revisit that name and are treating it sort of like a soft reboot of the Modern Warfare franchise. I don't know if we're going to have any characters from the old games or what. But this is a story.
Throwing out titles. Call of Duty, fuck the world. Call it Warfare, Call of Modern.
War Duty.
Wolf said the first one, fuck the world.
But yeah, man, I don't know how I feel about this. I think it's kind of weird. I think
it's weird, but I'm fine with it.
I was just going to say, I think we get hung up on naming conventions a little bit too much. Mm-hmm. And the main reason I wanted to bring this up, Cheesy brought it. I was going to bring it anyway, but Cheesy mentioned it in the Discord chat. Oh god, you should talk about this. I was like, yeah, we got it. I'm on it, dude.
Yeah.
I think we get too hung up on naming conventions. When Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, everybody kept calling it Red Dead 2, and then there was people like, no, it's not the second Red Dead, it's the third. There was Red Dead Revolver, then Red Dead Redemption, and now Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, you want to argue semantics and chronology, and that's all you have to do and worry about, and if that's the only thing you can complain about, fucking stay on that horse, because nobody's fucking listening. I think we all get hung up on naming conventions a little bit too much. And I think it's a little bit more acceptable in the video game world to do a reboot of a franchise and call it the same thing than it is in movies or television. I'm not as quick to be against it in video games. That said, I have not played a Call of Duty game's story mode at all. Ooh, Black Ops 2, which, goddamn, that was a while ago at this point too. And that was the last one that kind of really sucked me in. I've tried to play the ones following that, and it just never really clicked with me. But as long as there's a single player element, because I don't play online first person shooters really. I don't really get into them. I'm not a big competitive gamer. It's not where I find my fun in video gaming. So as long as there's like a single player campaign, and if they really are trying to reboot the story and bring in new characters and bring in a new world, I'm down to give this a shot. Yeah, I'm down to give this a shot for sure.
Give me a fucking storyline. This modern.
Yeah.
Today's modern. I should
12
say.
years later. 12 years
and,
later.
And the story, like even like the previous ones, like they were only like what 12 hours or something like that.
6 to 8.
Something like that. Yeah, they weren't long. I don't care. Give me 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah,
Fuck that. Just give me something modern, and I'll be fine with it. Because I'm like you. I'm not a competitive shooter. I don't go online and play that.
Yeah. Unless
it was like Uncharted, maybe Destiny sometimes.
Right.
But I mean, I loved the Call of Duties back in the day, and if you give me at least a decent storyline, like I'm for it. Fucking give it to me. I prefer to play that way than play online against other people because I fucking suck.
Yeah, I really dislike what's happening to games where everything's a shared online space and loot driven, and you need a squad and you need this. There was another story I was gonna bring up, but I think I'm gonna skip it because we're going long.
Oh, cheesy shit. No, gave us some bits.
Awesome.
500. Unlike beautiful Mike and Rick, Wolf is a dirty slut.
But yeah, man, I just wanted to bring that up and see what you thought about it, because I know you and I both really loved the Modern Warfare video game when it came out, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I've played this. I'll get to your comment too, real quick, Thunderfoot. But Call of Duty. I played a lot of it. I did play online a few times. Yeah. Because of the zombie modes. Call of Duty was the one that had zombie mode?
That came later. That was Call of Duty, but it was not it wasn't the Modern Warfare franchise.
Yeah, but I played Modern Warfare. I played World at War. I played Modern Warfare 2.
Black Ops, I think you might have played.
I played a little Black Ops, I believe. And then there was that time where they had Buffy. So I only bought it for that fucking reason. But yeah, like I don't care what they name it. If they can give me a story mode, I'm fine with that. Because like I said, when I went into these Call of Duty games, I went in for the story, not necessarily for online play. But I did enjoy even like the little bit of online play I did, even though I died like 3 steps out. Right. Because I like the weapons. I like the futuristic type of. Well, I mean at that or 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it was futuristic type of weapons that were there. So I'm interested to see what they bring out, as far as what kind of new weapons, if they're going to bring in any kind of like armored tanks or vehicles or whatever.
According to this, we're not too far from the reveal.
I'm excited for it. And then
interact with the chat for a few minutes. I'm going to pee. We'll come back and I'll wrap it up.
Because what I was going to mention was what he said, a game. I'll go ahead. Go.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Real quick. Yeah. He said he mentioned Paladins.
Yeah. Love it.
That's what I just told him right now. But that's why I was gonna wait till you come back. He's all about Paladins. Right now. Oh, for the past year?
Yeah, I've been playing on Switch since it came to Switch, last August or whatever. Great game. Awesome fucking game. Love it. It was game. I don't know. Was it my game of the year last year? I think it was my game of the year last year. Or it was like top 2.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It usually drops. Okay. So we're all excited. I think me and you are definitely going to be excited for the next Call of Duty because I definitely want to play it if it has that.
I hope it's good.
If it has a story mode.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'm going to play it.
Yep.
All
right.
Do we have one last topic or was that?
We do, but I'm going to hold off on it. Because I'm going to wait for more information to come out about it.
Yeah, we can go into that deeply.
Okay.
So, well, shit, we should play sometime.
Yeah.
If you have it on the Switch, play on the Switch. He plays on the Switch. I don't know if you're PC or whatnot, but let's end the show and we'll get to that real quick. So that's going to do it for us this week on Some Shit We Like. Thank you for joining us, everyone here. Cheesy, Wolf, Thunderfoot Bros. What was Bat
Sam. You're killing me, Rick.
Sorry, Bat Sam 15. Thanks for joining us. We're going to take a quick break here, but we are going to stream again in a little bit. But for now, you can find, if you weren't here from the beginning, you can find all our stuff on youtube.com/user/someshitwelike.
Yep.
Where we put up clips of the show Tuesday through Thursday with the full show on Friday. But you can get the audio version of the show early on Tuesday on iTunes, Stitcher.
Anywhere. Just search SSWL Network
and you'll find it there. So, until next time.
That was some shit we like. I really gotta pee.
Oh, fuck, sorry.